Government corruption has never been more prevalent or caused more harm. It's why extremism is on the rise. It's why the financial gap between the haves and have-nots has never been wider. And it's why our planet is at risk of an extinction level tragedy. That's why I need your help to keep exposing the truth about the rot on both sides of the aisle. Become a supporter or a friend of the show today by clicking on the coffee link in the description box below. Friends of the show join me on a Zoom hangout once a month, and you guys can ask me any questions you want, and I can get to know you better. But the most important reason to help is to keep the show alive. Together, we can and will save our country and our planet. Thanks in advance and enjoy the show. Alex Jones, as far as I know, was pretty far away from the actual Capitol when he was recording. So that might be his saving grace. But like I said, you never know, I'm sure he has quite a few enemies, and he may have pissed off the wrong person who has a recording of him or something in writing that they can share.
I mean, I saw a video of him marching the initial crowd to the Capitol. So I'm like, he brought the people to the Capitol. It's like, let me bring all the people who are going to fuck the Capitol up and then just say, like, go fuck up the Capitol. And he's exactly the same as Trump, in my opinion. Just go fuck up the Capitol and, I'll walk away. And it's not my fault that you guys did it.
I really hope, because he deserves everything negative that can come his way. I
mean, I can't get past the rhetoric he pushed on that day and the actions he specifically took. I don't care if he's there right beside them battling, but I mean, if you got people there to go do that thing that, everybody was there to do, which is to stop the stolen election, stop the steal. You said stop the steal. He promoted it the night before on stage and the day of, and helped organize and push people there. If I fucking get if I'm fucking be charged for instigating something at any realm and on any level, he did 10 times, 1,000, million times worse. That's all I can say. That's where I have a problem. And, I agree with you. If that's the fact, then sure, he might not get charged. Right. But I mean, if they're going to hold the standard to me, as far as like what they perceive, then there should be no doubt on their mind on his role in any of it. That's just like where I have the biggest problem in all of it. Anyways, I just think people should truly be held accountable at all levels, and that's indirect levels too. And this means people who were seriously pushing lie, and he has a track record of pushing lies and propagating things to the point where people will go and take action on his words. It's not a made up thought that I'm having. It's proven through judicial processes.
No, just like with Sandy Hook. I mean, we've seen, his followers on his word believed that they were crisis actors, that it was all a hoax. And so, he didn't even have to specifically direct them to go to those families' homes. He just got them all wound up. So, I mean, in that way, he could be considered a stochastic terrorist,
That's one way to put it. Yeah.
Winding up the toy soldiers and sending them on their way. I mean,
you put out a flyer that says stop the electoral count. He put out a flyer like this right beforehand, and all of it was geared towards going and stopping the electoral ballots from being counted. And this is the very thing that everybody went there and started to fucking do. And if you're telling me, if anybody tells me, the DOJ, anybody off the street can tell me that he is not liable for that, but yet, they're going to charge everyone else, and even people who just stood outside and people who just meandered in the Capitol, then fucking drop their charges. I'm dead ass on that thing. Go after fucking Alex Jones and go after these people who literally told them to go there and do this. Like, they would not have been there if they did not say this. It's very simple.
I mean, in that way, he's kind of in the same boat as Stuart Rhodes and Enrique Tarrio, because they weren't there. They weren't physically at the Capitol within the restricted area. Enrique wasn't even in the state because he had gotten arrested already and kicked out.
Yes.
So yeah, I mean, and it could be coming, they've been working their way up the food chain, it seems. So it could be.
Yes. I mean,
I
you're
definitely
right.
wouldn't be sleeping soundly if I was him. From seeing all the other people being charged who weren't even there, I would definitely be a little bit nervous.
You better flee to what is it?
Belarus.
Yeah. You know about that one?
The other guy, yeah. Yeah, left his kids behind.
Huh?
He left his kids behind even. He has children.
No way, really?
Yeah, his ex-wife and his kids live here in California.
That's fucked.
And just took off because of Trump. I mean, can you imagine when those kids grow up, the resentment they're going to have? They're going to go, you fucked us all up, screwed up all of our lives for a lie, for a lifelong con artist. You fell for it. And then you took off to another country because you were too chicken shit to face the charges.
That is, I mean, that it just tells me everything I need to know about what they stand for. I mean, all I can say is like,
but it's not a cult.
Oh yeah, no, not at all.
Just willing to give up your children, but it's not a cult.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane, the denial. But I mean, I would say they better flee the country. That's all I can say. If they want any hope of like surviving it, they got to get out now. Yeah. That's all. But hey,
I truly believe in karma. I think that you can only be a shit person for so long before it comes back around. And I think, people like Alex Jones have been a shit person for decades, and they've gotten away with so much, and it's time.
I agree.
Yeah. I've seen it over and over again in my life in really horrific ways too, that people have just been assholes and gotten away with it. And eventually life comes for you one way or the other. But yeah, it was good to have you back, John. And thank you for bringing us up to speed. So
thanks for having me.
Have you back again. And we'll hopefully have good news, like lawsuits against a lot of nasty people.
I so pray. And I think, next time we'll talk, maybe things will change a lot more. I think January 6th investigation will be concluded, and we'll see a lot of interesting things, a lot to talk about then too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. I know you got a lot going on. So
yeah, no problem. Thank you for having me on.